Hey guys, welcome back. I've got an old coffee grinder here that I got at one of the antique stores. Well, one of the local antique stores here. And I'm going to be doing what I can to refurbish this and making it completely usable again. And I'm going to be replacing this bottom here because it's starting to split and separate from the box pretty good. Yeah, right there, that corner is starting to split off real bad. This top is as well, but it's nowhere near as in bad shape as the rest of it, as this bottom is. But this is definitely going to be getting replaced because I gotta take this off. I gotta take this bottom off to disassemble the bottom here. And this top, the bowl and everything, the whole assembly, I have to, I want to be taking it apart and letting it soak in vinegar to clean it up real good because it's rusted inside here, inside the box. I don't know if I can get it on the camera. Doesn't look like it, but it's rusted up inside. You'll see that whenever I get it apart. But I'll be taking this apart and cleaning it up, and I'll have to end up making getting a shim of some sort for this handle because, as you can tell, it's wobbly. And it's just a shaft going inside there down to the bottom for the bottom of the grinder. So I'll probably end up getting some kind of a round shim or spacer, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember the correct term. But getting something to where this stays center, and I'll have to end up making a new handle for this as well. As you can tell, it is completely gone. So that will be kind of a trick because I don't have a lathe to work with. So I'm probably just end up doing what I can to make a round handle and run like a number 10 bolt or machine screw through the bottom of this and have the nut inside glued in and everything, and having it set up that way. So I'll go ahead and get you guys going so you guys watch and see how all this works and how it all comes apart, and I'll get you set up. Wow, I was just trying to take that wing nut off, and the wings on it just busted off. Wow, I've never ever seen that happen before, ever. So I want to see what I can do about getting that off now. Look at that. All those coffee bean pieces that I've built up over the years underneath that collar right here, up underneath that. Look, somehow or other made its way inside here and just built up right there, just completely filled it up. That is pretty crazy. So just thought I'd show you guys that. That's the wing nut. I just completely broke apart. Even the threaded pieces, even the threaded part just completely busted. I mean, it's in pieces now. Never seen that before. Alright, what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and replace this top and still utilize this base. And, well, this box here. And, I don't know, because I gotta make sure, I have the right hole saw for this. I want to make sure of that before I take this apart, but that's going to be kind of critical to have, because I can already tell that there's a split here, and I don't want to mess that up at all. So I'm going to have to see what I got there out in the shop. So what I'm at least going to do is go ahead and get this stuff here set up in a vinegar bath and let it soak, and that way all this rust can come off of here. And you can see how this works here. This comes up there tight, and moderately tight. This hooks in there just like that with this. Hooks in there and folds over and bolts to the top. And then you can spin it just like that. So this here holds this. Whoop. Where'd it go? Ah. This here holds this centerpiece in, keeps it from spinning and dropping. I mean, it keeps it from dropping, and it spins on it. As you might be able to tell, there's an indentation right here in the center where that centerpiece drops into, and it just sits there and spins on it. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this into a vinegar bath. I'm going to try, and later I want to try to take this on apart, and because I want to go ahead, and like I was saying earlier, I want to go ahead and get this, get a collar of some sort on here to help keep this centered inside there. So I'll have to take both of these pieces in and get the right shim in there. So I'm going to get that set up, and I'll probably go ahead and cut it here and make it on my way on out to the shop. That way I can go ahead and get this replaced, and I'll have to look into the top piece here. So I'll cut out and you'll see me at the shop. Alright, so it turns out I do have the right hole saw for this. You know, it's a little bit smaller, but I can make it happen. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this top as well, and I'll drill out the hole and everything for it, and along with for this hole here for the lower bracket, for the main support bracket. And I'll end up using, I think it's cherry wood, I think is what it's called. And I gotta come to find out, I gotta try to square this up as well. So I want to just run it against the sander for a bit to make sure it's all straight, and get on with it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take this top off first, and then I'll sand it down. going to put this on standby for now until the rest of the stuff is done soaking. That way I can get this set up a little bit better. Because I have to specifically fit this hole. I have to taper it. I have to taper this hole to where it will form to the that cradle for the grinder. So, and I have to make sure that this hole is drilled out correctly and everything. So I gotta put this on pause until probably tomorrow. I'll be checking it throughout the day today. So I'll be back here after a bit. Okay, so I got everything done with the vinegar bath for this grinder, and I'm needing to try to take this handle off. As you can tell, there's no nut here. And I'm hoping that's threaded inside there. So I want to try to take this handle off, threading it off. And I was looking at it down here, and it looks like this piece here comes off, but I can't really tell how. Because this here is loose a bit, as you can tell, but it doesn't go up. It doesn't go towards the handle at all. So I'm not real sure how that's supposed to work at all, but I'm going to test my luck on trying to unthread this, and hopefully it doesn't break on me. But I want to do it the best way I can, because I gotta get rid of this gap here. See how it's here? Get it against my shirt. See how it's cut out right down there on the shaft of the handle. It's right down here. That is what I need to try to fix. And so I want to try what I can to get it fixed. So let me get you set up, get you angled down here, and we'll get it going. Oh, I think I got lucky. Oh, I was really worried about that. Alright. So that is coming off. Alright. I was worried about that, to be honest with you. Really worried. And the threads don't look half bad. But yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. Whoop. See how it's indented here? See how it's cut into the shaft? I want to try to get a sleeve over that to fit over this, but inside that, and see if I can come up with something for that. I'll have to go run down to the parts store and try to find something for it. If anybody knows what kind of style of coffee grinder this is, let me know in the comments, and that way I know, because I've been trying to find this thing online and I just simply cannot. So if you guys could let me know, that'd be great. That is off and ready to roll. Now I just need to go ahead and run. I'll be running to the parts store to get some stuff that I need for this, and I will be back. Alright, so I gotta give a shout out to the guys at Newton's for helping me out there. We're trying to get this done. But this is what we wound up having to come up and do. This is a split collar. We wound up trying to get as close to the actual diameter. As you can tell, we weren't able to get terribly close, but we were able to make it work. And wound up having to taper it here at the top to be able to fit inside this dome at the top. We couldn't get one to go in between the shaft and the hole here, so this was our next best option, and it actually fits in pretty well. Like I said, we had to modify it a little bit, but it actually works for that purpose. And where's it at? Where did I put it? Well, that little bolt for the bracket, for this bracket, the bolt for this, they didn't have the right nuts and everything. And we tried standard and we tried metric and everything, and nothing seemed to work at all. So we wound up having to get a hold of a bolt and nut and everything for it, and wound up modifying it, how to make it rectangular, and it actually came out pretty well. It's a snug fit inside there, so it'll come out pretty good, I believe, anyways. So next part is I gotta taper this inside here. I gotta taper that out to where it'll accept this part of it, because as you can tell, this here is supposed to be flat against that, and it's just not going to get there. And this has to, I believe it has to come clear to where this is sticking out. This edge. So I gotta get this thing set up inside there and tapered down. So I'll be working on that. Alright, so now I gotta move on to making the handle for the actual grip here for it. Since this one doesn't have one, I gotta make one for it, and that's gonna be kind of a trick. But I'm gonna do what I can to make it happen. So that's the next stop. Alright, well, the handle isn't the best, because I don't really have a way to making it round, so this will just simply have to do for now. But this is it. This is what it's going to look like for now. I'm going to go ahead and do a polyurethane coating on it, and go ahead and seal it up real good, and then I will, after it dries out real well, I still got to put that cone on and everything, but after I get the cone on, I'm going to go ahead and do a polyurethane coating. Then I'll go ahead and test it out afterward, after it's all dried and everything. And well, I'll go ahead and show you guys the testing. I'll probably go ahead and jump straight to that. So. Okay, guys, it is morning. This is done, and I'm wanting some coffee. This is the way it came out after the polyurethane. It came out pretty nice looking. I'll probably end up building a tray for it later, but I'm just going to be using this little plastic bowl for now. And yeah, pretty nice. Came out pretty nice. Let's go ahead and try it out. Yeah, it's not as fine as what I'm used to, but we'll go ahead and still go ahead and try it out. Alright, out here on the front porch, it looks like we got a crazy storm coming in, but this coffee is good. So I'll go ahead and get on with the video verse. This is in John 14, 27 through 31. And it says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Don't let your heart be troubled or fearful. You have heard me tell you, I am going away and I am coming to you. If you loved me, you would rejoice that I am going to the Father, because the Father is greater than I. I have told you now, before it happens, so that when it does happen, you may believe. I will not talk with you much longer, because the ruler of the world is coming. He has no power over me. On the contrary, so that the world may know that I love the Father, I do as the Father commanded me. Get up, let's leave this place." This is John 14, 27 through 31. And I will see you in the next one.